Hello my dear friends of the world, Paul the Trombonist here, and we're going to talk about setting a practice schedule and how to organize your practice schedule. It's very important, I believe, to get a schedule together so that way you're not just waving your arms with no direction, and you want to have a set schedule together. So what I like to do, this is my approach, is the first thing in the morning when I get out of the bed, I take care of the fundamentals. And the fundamentals are, you know, for me, it's different for every instrument, but for me, long tones, lip slurs, articulations, your major scales, your arpeggios, you get those out of the way, okay? And you work on them with a metronome, and it kind of helps you get ready for the day. And then that way, if you don't get a chance to play your instrument the rest of the day, at least you took care of the fundamentals in the morning, so you kind of feel good about yourself. If it's piano, it's like 2-5-1 progressions or whatever, scale exercises, drums, rudiments. Get rid of the fundamentals right away in the morning, okay? So that's what I do. I don't like to think about the time. Like a lot of people are like, how long should I spend on this? How long should I spend on this? How long? I don't like to think time. Because when you think in time, you're looking at the clock, you're looking at the watch, and you're not getting much done because you're focused on how much time do I have left to do this. I just like to take a goal, look at it, get it accomplished, get it out of the way, go on. So you get rid of the fundamentals in the morning. And it can be organized however you can be honest with yourself. You know where you need to go. You know where you need to go. So take care of that, then go do something, get ready in the day, make breakfast, whatever. Then the next practice session in the day, I like to take something a little more focused. Let me grab something for you, okay? I have my old practice logs from when I was a youngster. I'm gonna grab them for you. Okay, so the second practice session is you're focusing on something a little more specific. So I have like different days written out here. So for example, if you look, this is like an old practice sheet I had from when I was younger. And I have like, Friday is gonna be a little bit more involved on this pentatonics tonality, working on major pentatonics on Friday. Saturday, it's minor pentatonics. The next day, it's the Lydian pattern here, or, you know, you can do it however you want, whatever you want to work on. That's the second practice session, was I pick something a little more specific, a little more focused, and I would just kind of hit on something new each day. So then that way you're kind of, you know, doing new material consistently and dividing it up, and that way everything's getting the attention that you need it. For example, I could even do something like this. I have like the different days. This first day I have written hit on C, E, and A flat. So that means on that day I would hit on those three keys. The next day D flat, F, A. The next day D, F sharp, B flat. E flat, G, B the next day. So then I would have it on a little rotation. And then that way you can hit on something new on the second practice session. And it can be anything. It could be all these different patterns. It could be you're working on something, I don't know, whatever you want to do, you can put into that next session, okay? All right, now the third practice session in the day that I would do is I would work on my new music. I would work, or a tune, it doesn't have to be new, something you're really getting inside of. You know, you're really getting inside this tune, you're really working it out, you're perfecting it, you're practicing it slow, you're getting this tune together to add to your repertoire. It could be anything, it could be a classical piece, what you're doing, it could be a jazz piece, whatever you're doing, you're working on this tune. And that is part of the third session I would do, okay? The fourth session I would do throughout the course of my practice routine is, then I would, if you're a jazz musician, I would practice on improvisation. That's what I would do on the fourth one, because that gives you something to kind of look forward to. You know, you can practice the improvisation and just learn transcriptions and jam out on different tonalities, and that's what I would do for the fourth one. It gives you something to look forward to. Now, every single day is not going to be the same situation, so you're not going to have the same schedule every single day because different things come up in life. So you kind of have to learn how to adjust to stuff to get it to what you need it to be. It's going to change because life changes, but you can have a nice structure in your mind and try to stick with it as honestly as possible with yourself. I always record myself when I practice all the time, and then before I go to bed I'm listening to it. I'm absorbing what I'm doing throughout the day, so then that way my body keeps what it likes and it gets rid of what it doesn't like. So I highly recommend recording it. Then I would practice performing. After that last practice session, I would practice performing. Then I would really go out, you know, do gigs, performances, go around friends and family, perform what you're working on throughout the course of the day. And you could do that at any time in the day. It doesn't have to be at the very end, but I try to do that every single day, is to perform in front of people. And then obviously you're going to be doing all your normal rehearsals with everyone. You're going to be playing as much as possible. You're going to be reading a lot about different things on the instrument. But you always want to do the foundation and then add a little bit more each day. You're always going to have to be honest with yourself, because you are the only one that's in control of your progression. Other people can help you direct your progression, but it's ultimately up to you. So you got to be honest with yourself of where you need to go. And again, not a fan at looking at the clock. People asking, how many hours of practice should I play a day? You know, if you're asking how many hours of practice you should be doing a day, I don't think you're doing it correctly, because it's more than that. It's an underlining, burning desire to understand music and get good on an instrument. And if you really have that, then you shouldn't be concerned with time. You should be concerned with doing what it takes, and regardless of looking at the clock. And you'll know. You should want to do it. You should learn to love to do it, that you don't even care. I don't look at the clock. I was listening to an interview with John Coltrane the other day. There's only a couple interviews with John Coltrane. John Coltrane was talking to the interviewer on a car ride. The guy left the recorder on and he was like, how many hours of practice you do? And then John Coltrane's like, I don't know. I got a saxophone in this room. I got a flute in this room. I got a soprano. He's like, I don't know. Just pick them up and play. Work on stuff. I don't like look at the time. So there it goes, folks. That's my 2 cents on getting a practice schedule going. If you're a trombone player and you'd like to take your trombone playing to the next level, I got a lot of videos on here, but I also wrote a method book called Trombone Exercises That Will Make You a Great Player. It's the world's first interactive digital trombone method book with clickable video links to help support the content. And it's all for the price of a fast food meal, with a lifetime of knowledge and stuff to work on, divided in the most important categories I felt that were beneficial to developing your ability on your instrument, developing your sound, all the different stuff that I use to develop my ability on the instrument I put in here, and my thoughts about the trombone that I put in here. So that's at paulthetrombonist.com/books. If you're new here, I welcome you. Thank you for coming and joining the Paul the Trombonist channel. And if you have been returning to these videos, thanks so much. This is Paul the Trombonist, and Banana signing off. You're the best. Take care.